You know, some people say that mech doesn't work here in this matchup, and to be fair, like, this is a very all-in variation. It's hyper aggressive. Like, special is constantly in your face, throwing down turrets, throwing down Raxes. It is not really designed for a much more like laid-back standard setup into a 3-base, into a 4-base economy. It is designed to snowball out of control and to cripple and kill the Protoss player before they can really get into things. But we are now in the grand finals of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle number 10. Here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the green Terran player for the Platinum Heroes. It is SpiffyBee. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent off racing. You love to see it. To the red Protoss, it is SpeCial. What do you reckon Nice could have done better? Asking for the Protoss who died of this regularly. If you tune into game 1, I do think that Nice had a better response. So Nice was going for, I think I briefly mentioned it, but Nice was going for a more charge lot heavy composition. He was going charge lots and Phoenixes. The Phoenixes to help CC, the charge lots, of course, to help spend his resources as well. To be fair, in game number 1, we did see that Nice had a little bit more, or he got into 3 bases. He got a 3-base economy up and running. But yeah, I do think that that's if we can get there, I think that's a better solution. I think that if we are blindly heading into a robo follow-up after the Stargate, then I would say that maybe a second robo, or just throw down additional gateways. I don't think that taking up into a bay is the correct call there. But I am aware that just because of how aggressive SpeCial was being, a 3rd base isn't really an option. It wasn't really an option. So yeah, it's a tough position. It was a really tough position for Nice to be in. I think Nice was a little bit stubborn. If you remember, Nice, he scouted the 2nd factory really early on. So I think him throwing down that robo when he did is and committing into Immortals to begin with was maybe a rough choice and a rough decision for him to make, instead of going for a faster Twilight Council. I could be mistaken, but I think the Twilight Council in a more gateway heavy composition is necessary, just because like if you're too heavily reliant on these high-tech units, I mean, that's ideal for these Cyclones. They want them. They want to focus down your Immortals. They want to focus down your Disruptors. Who is the top turtle? La Tortuga, papi. Well, we're gonna find out. As we're getting into this game, you love to see it. Yo, we have additional factories on the way. We have Cyclones on the way as well. SpiffyBee doing his best special impression, but before he can really pull it off, the gateway units have arrived, and oh, that was not the best lock on. The first Cyclone is gonna go down. Oh, as it barely does escape. Thankfully, barely does manage to get out of there. As SpeCial will back off for the time being. Now, what's interesting is that SpeCial went for a robo opener, not something that I was really expecting. This feels pretty all-in from SpeCial. He's got 3 gateways, and he may throw down a proxy 4th gate out on the map. So it's looking like a 4-gate all-in. A kind of pseudo-blink. He has a prism instead of gateways, of course. Sorry, a prism instead of blink. And SpeCial is looking to be in the face of his opponent. There is that proxy gateway. So 2-base 4-gate all-in from SpeCial. Here we go, the Cyclones. They do manage to contain his opponent at least a little bit longer. Really, we're waiting for these gateways to kick in before SpeCial can really start being active. Decent lock-on on the Prism. But a Cyclone goes down. Bit of an overextension from SpiffyBee. here we go. We have a large enough Stalker count. Good luck on the Prism. Takes down the Prism. But for the cost of every single Cyclone. 4 Cyclones go down for 1 Warp Prism. And SpeCial, we can reinforce across the map. He has that proxy gateway. Oh, he's actually expanding. He's transitioning. Okay. He is looking for a longer game. Meanwhile, oh, we're getting into tank production. Not ideal from our Terran player. Tanks are going to be taking a little bit longer to come out. They will be able to hold on here on 1 base, but yeah, SpeCial is breaking into the main. Now, thankfully, because there's no blink, there's no way for SpeCial to dive on these tanks, but he doesn't need to. He can just deny the natural. Contain SpiffyBee to 1 base, while SpeCial gets away with a 3rd, while SpeCial gets away with a stronger economy. And by the time SpiffyBee can break free from this main base, SpeCial is working on Twilight Council. From here, we can get into Charge, or I imagine Blink. And even with the Prism, he's getting on top of these tanks. Warps in the face of SpiffyBee, and SpeCial, he's busting in. GG gets called. SpeCial takes game number 1. GG. Well, I need a... There we go. What is the lobby mod? So you can use WSS Gameheart. WSS Gameheart is fine. There is a better variation, which is what we use, which is Observer++. The biggest difference between WSS Gameheart and Observer++ is you get the battle reports. I can show you after this. It's pretty useful. We use it every now and then, but we're not heavily reliant on it. As we get ready for game number 2. Oh, was actually SpeCial is race picking. SpeCial is race picking. Is it gonna be going for Terran? We have a TvT. We may even see all 3. You know, it's a best of 5. We have at least 3 games, and SpeCial, we may opt to whip out some Zerg after this as well. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Would not be opposed. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the American Terran. Representing the Platinum Heroes, it is SpiffyBee. Spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Mexican Terran player. Actually playing Terran this time. It is SpeCial. And we have a proxy 2 racks before us. We don't have just 1, we have a 2nd racks being thrown down as well. And oh god, this is gonna be a bit of a skill check here. SpiffyBee is going for a double gas opener, thankfully. We'll have access to a much faster factory, but this is gonna come down to control. This is gonna come down to micro. It's gonna come down to whether or not SpiffyBee can react in time, can pull the boys, keep his first Reaper alive, and stop this from snowballing out of control. Otherwise, it may just be game. May just be game. SDP. I like how Pikachu in the chat just redeemed a replay cost. Like, I'm going to bench, Papi. It's over. It's like, hey, what's going on? What's happening? Este Pikachu. You know, thank you so much, Aldrich, in the chat for subscribing for 4 months. Thank you so much, Aldrich. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Oh, he gets scouted. SpiffyBee, he does come across the proxy 2 racks. He knows. He is aware. Factory is on the way. Reapers rallied into the main base. Boys are being pulled prematurely. They have to be. 4 SCVs in total. And again, they need to buffer. They need to support this Reaper. Oh, so far, not the best start. SpiffyBee, he has to be careful as he could even be surrounded. Just gonna be buying some time. Yeah, SpeCial coming in from 2 angles. Good target firing. And yeah, this Reaper is gonna go down. Just bad positioning from SpiffyBee. And this may just be it. It may be over. As there are no Reapers left. So Reaper's gonna be coming out in a couple of seconds. By the time it does, SCVs are falling. And this is already a game-ending amount of damage. The last Reaper goes down. GG. And SpeCial will take game number 2. 1G? 1G. Yeah, alas, unfortunately was in the nicest way possible. A little bit of a skill check there from SpeCial. It did get scouted ahead of time, but the positional play of SpiffyBee was lacking. It was lacking in the end. Did have to not just react by pulling SCVs, but he had to make sure that he preserved his Reaper. He needed to keep that Reaper alive until reinforcements came out. Oh. And now we're getting into game 2. Getting into that second game. Sorry, we're getting into game number 3. We do have SpeCial up 2-0. 1 game away from becoming this week's Tenacious Turtle. Let's go. And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Green Terran player. He's down in this series. He needs your help. He needs your support. It's the Green Terran. It is SpiffyBee. And spawning in the bottom right, we have his opponent. We have the Mexican, usually Terran, but now Protoss player. It is SpeCial. Here we go. Some people asking in the chat about whether you can switch races. You can, just like ESL. That's why in tournaments like ESL we've had players like Jim Rising. I think Raynor as well have been able to switch races. Have been able Scarlet. They've been able to switch races in DreamHacks. It is possible. Meanwhile, oh my god, as I was a little bit distracted, we do have some proxy gateways in the main base here of SpiffyBee. SpeCial trying to clown on him, Buffy. Ay, no, not like this! No! He stops the Rex from landing. He stops the Rex from landing, and SpiffyBee, no, he just wants to make a unit, Buffy. He's being delayed for so long. SpeCial being such a nuisance with this probe. Finally, the probe goes down. Finally, we can make our first unit. But the Zealot is going to come out first. SCVs that get to surround on these pylons. Second Zealot is on the way back at home. We don't have any gas geysers, so only Zealots can come out from SpeCial. And this may work. Yeah, it looks like the gateways will stay powered. Marine is coming out. First Zealot does get surrounded. And SpiffyBee, he's kind of holding. It's going to be really awkward here because basically SpeCial, he only has Zealots. He can only use Zealots here to attack. And he can be kited. With good enough control, these Marines should be able to kite these Zealots, but alas, oh god, SpeCial is trying to get on top of that Marine. And it looks like he will get the Marine in the end. More workers are falling. Gateways, cannons are being thrown down next to the gateways. Ay. Cannons are on the way, and SpiffyBee, he needs to stop these cannons from getting up. If they do, then this is going to get out of control. This is going to become too much. Not like this. Not like this. As the cannons do finish, and that's game. Oh my god, that is going to be game. As the cannons do finish up in the main base, the production is being cammed. Every worker is going to go down. GG gets called, and SpeCial will have some fun here in game 3 and take it 3-0. GG. GG, well played. See this? It feels special, man. Feels special, man. GG, well played. My heart goes out to SpiffyBee. Less than three. Much love, much love. I appreciate that he was a part of this. But SpeCial will, of course, be this week's champion. Will be this week's champion. For the first time in the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, he's going to be joining the likes of Trigger, Nice as well, Ender, for example. SpeCial will be claiming that championship. GG, well played. Shout out to SpiffyBee though, as well as all the other players that competed tonight. I do apologize for the seeding as well. I mentioned it earlier. But it is a shame that Nice and SpeCial faced off in the semifinals. Would have been amazing to see them in the finals instead. And again, it was a bit of a lopsided bracket, but we'll be working on that, and that should not happen in the future. Regardless, GG, well played, and congratulations to SpeCial. Ooh, as he does claim his first win. And I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves. A bit of a shorter broadcast today. Only 2 hours, but short but sweet nonetheless. Yeah, all good, Express Karma, all good. I love to see a pro clowning get done one day. That did occur in WTL. I think it was last season at the start of the year. A very iconic moment that both Asher and we won't forget is Lenok. Lenok returned to StarCraft after a long hiatus. He played for Team GP in the playoffs of World Team League. This was back in March. I think it was in March, maybe April. And he played against Raynor. He played against Raynor at the time, who was playing for Kaizi Gaming. This is before he joined Basilisk. And because Lenok hadn't played StarCraft in over a year, and Lenok has been a Age of Empires pro player, Raynor, he decided to try to clown on Lenok, and he 12-pooled Lenok, and Lenok shut down the 12-pool beautifully, and then just, like, Ling Bane busted Raynor to death. Like, Lenok, after not competing in years, he did beat Raynor, and afterwards, Raynor himself, he admitted, he's like, yeah, I was just having too much fun. I was like, Raynor just wasn't respecting his opponent. It happens from time to time, where the overconfidence gets to you, but it does come down to certain, like, personalities, and good times. GG. Regardless, congratulations to SpeCial, of course. And if you want to support this tournament, !Matcherino in the chat. There's Matcherino, there's not just Matcherino, of course, but also Patreon as well, if you're interested. This is a bi-weekly event every 2 weeks. We do host the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, and if we do get a little bit more support on Patreon, then this will turn into a weekly tournament instead. That's our goal here, is to grow our events, to be able to fund them, to be able to turn them into weeklies, and then boost their prize pool to pay out not just top 2, but also top 4 players as well. So that is the plan. That is where we want to go. This is so evil, I love it. Smurge. GG. And yeah, from there we're gonna be done here for the night. Usually we cast multiple times over the weekend. Usually we have multiple broadcasts, but it's been getting, I've been a little bit unwell. I've been recovering over the past week, but I have noticed that basically whenever I'm casting for like four or more hours, like I've been like my lymph nodes under my throat, they've been like swelling up, and I've been having a hard time talking. So I just need some rest. Need some water, need some sleep, need some veg. And I will be back full-time casting multiple times a day, every day, momentarily. You know, give me a couple of days. Give me a couple of days. I'll be back. When it comes to our next broadcast here on the Cranky Ducklings, it is going to be tomorrow. It is going to be ESL Open Cup Asia. But again, we are keeping our events a little bit light for the next week. Just one cast a day. We could push ourselves and do more, but again, I'm still recovering and I'm still a little bit unwell, so we're gonna be keeping it at one. So tomorrow is ESL Open Cup Asia. The day after that is ESL Open Cup Americas, and the day after that is Kung Fu Cup. For the first time in a long time, Kung Fu Cup has returned for the new season of World Team League. Regardless, thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. We are done for the night. Stick around, we're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. I'm not too sure who. Do we need to... Yeah, let's open up the directory. Who can we raid? Who can we send our love to? We'll find someone. We will find someone. But until then, thanks for watching everyone. Thanks for the support. We'll see you guys tomorrow for ESL Asia. And until then, hasta luego. Bye. Hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, also, a shout out to Dave Testa. Dave Testa was also casting tonight. Dave Testa was casting, and he's been helping support us on Matcherino and Patreon and this event in general. So thank you so much to Dave. Thank you so much to everyone who supported on Matcherino, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.